I wanted to give you all an update on this circumnavigation, and after sailing Elixir halfway around the world from the UK to New Zealand, she has been here for almost 2 years now. Basically, when I arrived, we had a severe rigging failure, the engine was just about to bounce off its mounts, and pretty much every system on board needed some serious attention after 5 years of just hard sailing. And yeah, my content has been behind, sporadic, I've been doing lots of other stuff, so I just wanted to update everyone in real time about what's been going on. It's just been like really hectic, really intense, having to carry out a refit like this and funding it all in a foreign country. It's been a lot. But now we're back in real time. I'm just about finished with this project, tidying up all of the last systems before we put everything back in place again. And yeah, we're starting to plan the exciting second half of this circumnavigation. In this video, we're going to talk about the future plans of this circumnavigation. Is Elixir ever going to leave New Zealand? Am I done with boat life? Is this the end? And who is this person, Rachel, who keeps on popping up in all of my videos? So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so for those of you who are new to my story in this journey, basically this is Elixir, a 37-foot S&S Swan. Back in 2019, I took her on as a massive project, and some friends and I spent a year rebuilding her before setting off to circumnavigate the world. And yeah, it was a big project. We did so much. We were late to finish, so we ended up crossing the Bay of Biscay at the worst time in the middle of winter. We made it to Spain, Portugal, the Canary Islands, and across the Atlantic to the Caribbean. Now, this was in the middle of COVID, so we had a really interesting time in the Caribbean with like no boats around. We made it across to Colombia and then Panama, and of course through the Panama Canal. Because this was still quite COVID times, the whole of the Pacific was closed, so instead of crossing the Pacific, we decided to spend a whole year sailing up the coast of Central America to Mexico, and then from Mexico we spent 8 months crossing the Pacific, all of the islands in French Polynesia, Cook Islands, Samoa, Tonga, and then I ended up here in New Zealand. After half a circumnavigation and having 50 plus crew members on the boat, sailing really hard for a really long time, it was just time for a big refit. The engine needed an overhaul, the rig needed an overhaul, batteries were dead, all of the systems on board just needed like a lot of attention. New Zealand seemed like a good place to do it, so yeah. Before I started any work, I decided I need to go away and earn some money, and the obvious way to do that was through sailing. The first job that I took after arriving in New Zealand was a delivery from French Polynesia to Hawaii and then on to Washington on board the beautiful classic yacht Latifa, a 70-foot Fife with a group of friends. Absolute dream job, and yeah, we had a lot of fun. It took a whole summer, basically 4 or 5 months, and it was just an amazing trip. And yeah, that was where I met Rachel, and we both realised that we had boats in New Zealand, and hers was in the South Island and mine was in the North Island. Yeah, we came back to New Zealand same sort of time and decided it would be a good idea to bring Echo, Rachel's boat, up to Tauranga where Elixir is at the moment. So we went down to the South Island with Nick as well and set off on this 700-mile voyage on board Echo from the southern island of New Zealand through the Cook Strait and up towards Tauranga, up around the East Cape. And yeah, it was like an amazing trip. And yeah, in between these little missions and side quests, I've been getting really stuck into Elixir, just pulling everything out and basically starting again with all of the systems, which has been cool and fun, and I've learned a lot, but it's definitely been one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I kept on just going broke and having to go back to work, making some money, spending it all on the refit, and I was just in this cycle for a bit as I replaced everything. The electrical system, the water system, water maker, cooking, took the engine out, took the mast out. It was just so much work. Hence the sporadic uploads and the breaks in between uploads. I've just been juggling a lot. And yeah, Rachel and I started seeing each other, which has been great as we're both obsessed with this sailing lifestyle, and I feel like our interests and our lifestyles mesh really well. I've been working on Elixir, we've been living on Echo. Somehow between the two of us we've accumulated like a small fleet of boats, so we got like Elixir and Echo, then like a load of little dinghies, which has been fun. And yeah, life in New Zealand outside all of this work has been good. This project has been intense, but we've still been finding time to like explore and enjoy this beautiful country. And yeah, we've created like a really cool little routine and lifestyle here in New Zealand, and after spending 5 years constantly traveling, moving from country to country, it's been really nice to stay in one place for a period of time, find community, find a routine, and yeah, still be living on a boat and sailing. It's just been the perfect compromise. New Zealand has been the perfect place for that. The surf is right there, we've got loads of nice friends, there's so much stuff to do nearby. It's been like the dream place to stop, really.
I'm Rachel and I'm from California.
Are you excited to go to Fiji?
I'm very excited to go to Fiji. We've been working really hard with that kind of being the dream for a long time now, so I just can't wait.
How does it feel to leave Echo?
Oof, that's been a hard decision. But I think it feels right, and it feels good to keep Echo in New Zealand so we can keep sailing around New Zealand. There's a lifetime of cruising to be done here, and we both love this country a lot, so I think it feels nice to keep Echo as like a base. Sailing has been one of the most important aspects of my life. I only started sailing like 6 years ago, and I fell so deeply in love with it. Ever since I started, I've never stopped since, and sailing has brought so much joy into my life, so my dream is definitely to get as many people out on the water as possible, especially women.
And yeah, the plan is still to like have many people on board as possible. There's still spare bunks on Elixir. I'm still going to be picking up crew members along the way, and yeah, I mean, if that's something you're interested in, then you can join the Patreon. There's a WhatsApp group where I post any crewing opportunities to come on board Elixir. And yeah, if you're invested in this voyage in any way, do you want to support it, then yeah, please sign up for the Patreon. It's the price of a beer or a coffee each month, and you never know, you might even end up on board Elixir one day. And yeah, the plan is for Rachel to come sailing with me on Elixir up to Fiji. Echo's gonna stay in New Zealand. We're gonna be doing hopefully lots more sailing around New Zealand. We really want to get down to the South Island on board Echo. So yeah, that is it for now. I hope that clears up any confusion about like the timeline of this voyage. I know a lot of people have been wondering why I've not been sailing on Elixir recently, why I've been sailing on Latifa and Echo. And yeah, this is my summary of the last period of time in New Zealand. The voyage will continue very soon. We're gonna sail north to Fiji, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, to get real remote in the South Pacific. That was the idea behind this refit, it's just to set the boat up so we can spend time in real remote places, not have to worry about water, power, or any of that stuff. And yeah, just like get out there, explore the South Pacific, and spend as much time cruising around there as possible, whilst slowly heading back to the UK with the eventual goal of finishing this circumnavigation back in Falmouth. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that update. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to support this voyage, or come sailing on Elixir, and let me know what you thought about this update in the comments. I am so excited to go sailing again, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.